What's happening, everybody? Here for a SmackDown review. I'm Brett Mix, Macho Wrestling 101. I stick up to date with Raws and SmackDowns and do history of wrestling videos every day. So hit like and subscribe if you have not yet done so. We're here to review SmackDown from Columbus, Ohio, here tonight on November the 10th, 2023. And this is a post-Crown Jewel show where LA Knight lost to Roman Reigns because of Jimmy Uso's interference. Same old story from the Bloodline. We start with KO's music as the newest member of SmackDown after being traded there, I believe a week or two ago. Not if it was over a week or two, if it wasn't longer than a couple weeks at least. KO comes down to the commentary booth, so he's going to be commentating for the show. The whole show, not just for a segment, the whole show. That's kind of interesting. They used to do this in the mid-90s with wrestlers. Once Macho Man Randy Savage left, they had the King, who was more of the permanent guy, but they would have guys like DiBiase, Owen Hart. They would have a lot of different color commentators, but it adds comedy, it adds character development, it adds a lot of stuff, so I like it. The LWO come out, and Owens marks out as he cheers for Rey Mysterio, saying he really loves Rey Mysterio. Corey Graves is off tonight because he's having a baby, so we congratulate him. He's off having a baby. He's not giving birth. He's there for the birth of his child, of course. I didn't mean to say it that way. But congratulations to Corey Graves and his wife. The LWO come out, and as I said, they're in the ring, and all of a sudden, Rey Mysterio starts talking about what's been going on lately, and Mysterio cuts to the chase, and he says, "Let's just cut to the chase. Logan stole my title." Yeah, he did a lot more than that, Ray. He's been getting naked with it. I just checked. He was getting naked with it on social media. He was taking showers with the thing. He was hugging the belt while his girl was hugging him. He was pretty much spooning the belt while the girl was spooning him at the same time. That's how another podcaster put it, and I'm just taking that line from him. Love you, BC Amplified. Anyway, he was doing that on the bike. He was doing that with the belt in the bed, and it was just, you don't do that with the title. Other people got to hold that thing. Rey Mysterio says it's pretty much known without the brass knuckles, he'd still be the U.S. champion. And even Kevin Owens admitted that. But Owens said if he was in position, he'd do that and more. Carlito comes out, and he says Santos Escobar is to blame for the brass knuckles being on the apron. Santos then walks off to a chorus of boos, has a temper tantrum, and Rey goes after him. Compelling stuff to open up the show. I mean, you're following Crown Jewel, and you have Santos Escobar, a member of the LWO, get offended from Carlito, a guy that just returned, hasn't really connected with anyone. And basically we got two members of the LWO blaming somebody for Rey Mysterio not being champion. They can open up the show a lot better than that. That's just my gripe. We come back from the segment. There's still confusion going on, but it's Carlito versus Lashley. So we got a one-on-one match to begin SmackDown. And that begins SmackDown, and the Street Profits accompany Lashley to the ring. Lashley and Carlito, both veterans of the WWE. They were both here 20 years ago. It seemed like 2006, not quite 20 years ago. They were on different brands back then, but Carlito was down in the ring. Montez Ford was trash-talking him, going, "That's cool, that's so cool." That was pretty good. That was funny. Lashley tried a master lock full Nelson but couldn't grip the hands. Carlito with a standing vertical suplex showing off his power. Carlito hit a crossbody to the outside. Ford got involved, and so did Angelo Dawkins, knocking down the Street Profits dead to LWO members. All of a sudden, Escobar comes back to the ring and throws a hissy fit. Lashley hits a spear to Carlito, and the Almighty wins. Street Profits go on a beating after. And all of a sudden, Rey Mysterio comes to the ring, and he gets in a mix-up with Santos Escobar. They're all arguing, and Rey said, "We're familia. We're LWO. We're all familia." Escobar then turns heel seemingly by attacking Carlito and then Rey, but he didn't intend to hit him. But Rey gives him a slap or two inside the ring. And where's Eddie? What I'm thinking is, where's Eddie to go? We're familia, ese vato. Come on, Holmes. Okay, I won't do that impression ever again. And that's probably disrespectful to Eddie Guerrero, so I apologize for that one. But where's Eddie to say, we're all familia, vato? Rey was holding on to his knee because Escobar hit him with the step into the steps. He had his knee inside on the steps, and the officials came to check out his knee. Gripping television, though. Gripping television. This was just can't miss stuff. Anyways, Escobar said Escobar was get yelled out by his woman, and he was telling Rey that he put this thing together, and he walks up the ramp going, "Who put this together? Me." Like, what does he think? He's Scarface? Who put this together? Me. That's who. Who do I trust? Me. That's who. Pretty much, that's what I sometimes think, that these wrestlers watch movies and then sometimes come back saying quotes literally from the movies. That's how it seems. Anyways, Escobar is obviously not a member of the LWO anymore going forward. We'll have to see about that. We'll see you next week, I guess. Bayley comes out next to talk about Io Sky and Kairi Sane and that whole situation, what happened at Crown Jewel. And then Bayley shows that she's concerned because she shows a video package of her attacking Kairi Sane the last time Kairi Sane was in the WWE. And she said that she forgave Bayley. This is just a bunch of shit acting, though. Kairi went to go for a hug, and Bayley says she doesn't do that anymore. But they all hugged in the end. But Belair came out hair swinging. She says on the microphone that tonight she's going to get even with them. And then she says she's not alone as Charlotte Flair with that cringe audio going, "All hail the Queen." Oh my God, I can't stand Charlotte Flair. I'm sorry. Ric Flair I respect as a legend, but Charlotte Flair, I respect her talent too, but I just can't stand the woman. I can't stand how the WWE portrays her. She's so cringe, especially if she's a babyface. She doesn't seem like a babyface, and tonight at the end of the show, she even got booed as a face. It just doesn't work, but the WWE doesn't learn. She's been champion 14 times. 14. Clearly doesn't work. That's why she's lost the title 14 times. Anyways, there's a 6-man tag between the ladies later the night. Dragon Lee video package is shown. Then we have Cedric Alexander going one-on-one with Dragon Lee. This was a pretty good little sprint of a match here. A lot of impressive moves. There was a spot mid-match where Dragon Lee was launched by Cedric Alexander in the air from a belly-to-belly suplex, and it pretty much split Dragon Lee in two. His landing was awkward in the corner. Real interesting landing there. Cedric got a Michinoku driver, but he kicked out. Dragon Lee hit a knee to the face. Dragon Lee with an incredible finishing move a la Ultimo Dragon, an inverted impaler. Quick little sprint of a match. I gave 2 stars 3/4 as Ultimo Dragon, as Dragon Lee was victorious. We get an update that Rey is healing as KO takes a shot of Logan Paul showering with the title, and he says he wouldn't do that because he's not a psychopath. Funny stuff. LA Knight's next on Grayson Waller as advertised. LA Knight comes out, and he hasn't lost any momentum with the crowd. You always have to worry about that if you're booking future megastars with an L on big stages such as a pay-per-view. Waller then goes toe-to-toe with Knight on the mic, which leaves him behind because LA Knight's just tremendous on the microphone. He made some remarks about him looking like he needs a school picture, but he wouldn't be allowed with certain yards from a school, something like that. I'm paraphrasing the joke, but that's okay. He rips on wrestling fans, too, with Mother's Basement jokes. Hey, if that's how people gotta live, they do. I don't personally. I got an apartment, but some do. It's tough times, LA Knight. You don't want to bash wrestling fans either. That's a losing battle. All jokes aside. He takes on him in the ring after this promo, and it's also going to be a losing battle for Grayson Waller because we all know LA Knight's not going to be jobbing to him, especially after losing at Crown Jewel. Kevin Owens is a nice feature commentary for the night. They should do this more, as I said below. As we said before at the beginning of the show, LA Knight was dictating the pace and still hit a drop kick through the ropes to the table. A suicide drop kick, I would call it. He hit his head on the table over and over, Grayson Waller's head anyway. And Owens kept chanting yes as LA Knight threw Grayson Waller's head into the announce table over and over. He kept going, yes, yes, affirmative, affirmative. That was funny stuff. Waller, with a baseball slide, then a clothesline as Waller got some offense in. And Owens commented on his sparkles on his clothing. He said, "You have way too many sparkles." Waller got his own momentum with a half crab. And on commentary, they're asking Owens if that affects the back. And he says, "Of course it does." Some stiff shots to LA Knight by Waller, who walks the ropes and then missed an elbow shot. Knight took down the rope and he fell to the floor. He rolled back in with a side suplex, side Russian leg sweep, the DDT, but then the Aussie icon kicked out. Knight, though, didn't take too much longer before he hits the BFT for the win in under 10 minutes. 2 stars, 3/4 for this match. Cole says he's continuing his winning ways. Well, no, Michael Cole. He just lost at Crown Jewel, so technically he's getting a victory after a loss. And then Owens has fun. He's pretty much like Bobby the Brain Heenan with the telestrator. He's drawing backstage what it looked like when Kevin Owens knocked them out last week. Funny stuff from KO again. Next, we have the 6 ladies main event between Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Asuka against Damage Control. Some good action in this one, but this was just not a good show. I get where they're going with this Damage Control thing being book dominant, but still, between the shit acting and the shit booking, this did not interest me at all. Kairi Sane got to show her agility against Belair, and Charlotte Bayley tagged in, worked over Bianca, who tried to get Asuka to tag in, but couldn't, and then hit a spine buster. So then Bianca went to tag in Asuka, and all of a sudden she said no. So now you've got something interesting at least. Asuka does not tag in. Instead, she sprays mist into the face of Bianca Belair. Asuka then hugs Kairi as the fans surprisingly pop. Then Io Sky hugs them both as the Kabuki Warriors are reunited. And then Bayley says, me too, and she hugs the 3 ladies. So all four heel ladies, we got the Asian ladies with Bayley pretty much. And this looks like a build-up to War Games. And if it's not, it's one big giant coincidence that they're booking 4-on-4. Just right after Monday Night does the War Games. You want games? War Games! Anyways, sorry, I'll never do that again. The match ended at a TV time of about 6 minutes before the no contest was ruled. Shotzi Blackheart came out and she helped the faces, but Damage Control cleaned house. Damage Control ended the show with them standing tall, and yeah, them standing tall being the top group on SmackDown, even though we know it's the Bloodline, but the Bloodline got the night off tonight. No mention of the Bloodline pretty much, other than the Solo Sikoa video package of him beating Cena. So they'll have to capitalize on that next week. As for Damage Control, yeah, they needed an episode where they looked strong, but it just could have been done better than this. Asuka with a surprising heel turn, which was nice to see, but other than that, I got to give this show probably a 3.5 out of 10. No matches in the 3 stars. No matches in the 3 stars section. I'd give the ladies match a 1 3/4. No captivating promos. They open the show up with the LWO breakup. They end the show with Damage Control. The Asuka heel turn was the only thing that gives it a point. I probably would have given this 2.5 out of 10 had it not been for that. He had LA Knight in a squash, and even his promo was passable for LA Knight. He usually can deliver better. But it's important to keep the momentum up for him. And it was important to give Damage Control momentum. So booking-wise, still decent. But booking-wise, entertainment-wise, not really that greatest. So that's what I'm giving SmackDown. I'm usually giving these shows 6.5s out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. So I'm being a little bit low on it this week. But they tried in areas, you can tell. And they succeeded in areas, but they still got a lot of work to do. And I'm sure next week will be a lot better. So that was this week's SmackDown, November 10th, 2023 from Columbus, Ohio. I'm Brett Mix. Hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff on my channel if you like my content. And we'll see you again next time. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out.